So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Preeti Sinha. I'm a CELTA certified trainer. I have got more than 5 years of experience and I have trained numerous students on IELTS. And recently, 2 of my students got the result and they have got the band score of 8.5. So I think that's a lovely news and I just thought that I would go ahead and share with all of you. Good evening, Pooja. Good evening, everybody. I'm doing good, Mukesh. Thank you for asking. Good evening, Tanuj. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Shivani. Lovely, so lovely to see all of you here. Okay. So today we are going to talk about how to speak English fluently. This is your first session, Heather. Welcome to the class. How to improve English. Yes, Sakshi, good evening. Good evening, everybody. All the participants who are raising hand, I would request you to please write your question in the chat and I will definitely try to answer. Right? Okay. So today we are going to talk about how to speak English like a pro. And many of you are preparing for IELTS and we understand that speaking module becomes a problem for some of us because there is nothing that I can look at. There is nothing that, I can really prepare for a longer duration, but I have to go ahead and speak live in front of an examiner who is, of course, a stranger to me in that situation. Good evening, Satvir. Good evening, Shah. Good evening, Prachi. This is your first session. Welcome to the class. Good evening, everybody. So let's begin. Good evening, Gohil. Good evening, Isha. Good evening, everybody. Let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen with you and you need to let me know if it is visible. Good evening. There is nothing that I can look at. There is nothing that, I can really prepare for a longer duration, but I have to go ahead and speak live in front of an examiner who is, of course, a stranger to me in that situation. Good evening, Satvir. Good evening, Shah. Good evening, Prachi. This is your first session. Welcome to the class. Good evening. Okay, good evening, everybody. The voice is echoing here. So let's begin. Yes. Good evening, Gohil. Good evening, Isha. Good evening, everybody. Give me 1 second. Let's get started.
I think you have played the YouTube video on your laptop in some other tab because the video is like this session is being live streamed on YouTube also.
Share my screen with you and you need. Just allow me a second here. There is nothing that I can look at. There is nothing that, I can really prepare for a longer duration, but I have to go ahead and speak live in front of an examiner who is, of course, a stranger to me in that situation.
Okay, so I just connected with ma'am. She is joining us again.
I'm very much here. I think the voice is not echoing anymore.
Yes. No, it's not doing. Great.
Sorry for the disturbance. Yes. Okay. So let's get started. Yes, yes, everybody is here. The session is going to take place. Don't worry. So yes, I think the biggest problem that we face comes around speaking module, right? So we get confused, we get stuck, we don't know what to speak, what kind of vocabulary do we need to use. A lot of us, we try to use a lot of idioms to sound more natural. Hello, Vishal. Hi, Sujana. The screen is visible now, right? Everybody can see it. So I'm going to start the class with this wonderful quote by Mark Twain. It usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. So what is the meaning of impromptu? Do we understand the meaning of this word impromptu? Something that you have to do then and there, at that time only. You do not have any on the spot. Correct, Sunil? Yes, on the spot. So a person like Mark Twain, who has written, he has got a tremendous history of the great work that he has done. He has also written that it takes time. If it is an impromptu speech, something that you have to go ahead and speak then and there. Yes, doing something without planning. Correct, Ramnik. Instantly, yes, Jitendra, absolutely. So that is the kind of challenge that we also get to see when we are preparing for speaking module in IELTS. So how to be fluent, how to sound natural, how we are going to impress the examiner to aim at a band 9, right? That's how I quote it, not even 8.5, correct? So that is something that we are going to target in today's class. So all the students who have just joined in, I will quickly introduce myself again. My name is Preeti Sinha and I would be your trainer for the session. I'm a CELTA certified trainer from University of Cambridge and I hope the session is going to be useful for all of you, right? So when I talk about IELTS overall, this is one meme that I always share with everybody. So how many of us agree with this? Does this happen? Does this happen? Hi, Shobit. Yes, Amanat. Yes, mostly, certainly. Simran Preeto, yes. Right? So this is the kind of feeling we go through. So listening, we are confident, reading, okay, we are there. Writing, I'll attempt, but speaking, oh God, I'm going to lose it, right? So that is the feeling we are going to get away. Hi, Arshdeep. So first thing that we need to consider is use of idioms. Now, a lot of us, we feel that, ma'am, we are not sure or we get confused while using the idioms. And what if we use any incorrect idiom while speaking, right? So there are a lot of idioms which are common and can be actually used in a lot of answers, a variety of answers. So if you target that, you can definitely go ahead and aim for a higher band score, because usage of idiom in speaking is definitely going to give you an advantage, right? So that is something. What are idioms? Good question, Akshar. So what are idioms? Anybody who would like to answer here? What are idioms? Jasmeet is saying, I know. Yes, so quickly tell me, what are idioms? Piece of cake. Tenzin is saying, don't know. So idioms are those expressions which do not mean literally the same. An expression whose meaning cannot be inferred from the meaning of words. Correct, Ramnik? Absolutely wonderful. Right? So when you say piece of cake, there is no cake. But piece of cake, when we use this particular expression, this idiom, what do we mean? Something which is very easy. Vishal is saying muhavare. Yes, right. That's what we call it in Hindi, but we will try to keep it in English over here. So let's see. For example, the first sentence which is here, let's have a look here. In my free time, I like to take it easy. So take it easy, it's quite close to the meaning, right? And just hang out with my friends. So what is the meaning of hang out? If I say that I go out with my friends, I go out to eat, I go out to have some time. Not really metaphor, Tala, that is little different. Cup of tea, yes, something which is very easy. Chill or enjoy. So hang out is chill or enjoy. So rather than using chill or enjoy, what are we saying? I like to hang out with my friends. Correct? I am a bit of bookworm, really. So you are not really a worm. Okay. But when we say bookworm, what is the meaning? Who is a bookworm? So let's say the examiner asks you a question, what do you like to do in your free time? And you want to say, I'm really a bookworm. Read. Yeah, you read a lot. Somebody who always is reading. Okay, correct. Absolutely. I hit the books most weekends. So when you say I hit the books, what is the meaning of that? Study a lot. So during the week, I don't get time. I have to attend classes. I have to probably, if you are office going, then I go to office. But I hit the books most weekends, right? I'm a bit of couch potato. What is the meaning of couch potato? Yes, Tanvi, correct. Lazy. So, sometimes when we talk about weekends, we can say, I'm a bit of couch potato during the weekend. So by picking up, these are very easy, something that we have heard of, we are aware of. Most of you are able to write the meanings, right? So when you are answering, especially when you are answering in speaking part 1, if you are going to use such idioms, such expressions, you will definitely sound very fluent, very natural, right? So we are definitely going to continue with that. I have something to share with all of you. So my batch is going to start. This particular batch is for 2 weeks. All of you who are not enrolled with any other trainer right now at LeapScholar can avail this batch for free, absolutely free. Okay. There is no money that you need to pay. This is absolutely free. In this particular batch, we are going to complete entire IELTS course in just 2 weeks. Okay, or 4 modules: speaking, reading, listening, writing. We are going to cover all 4 modules in just 2 weeks. Okay, the time would be 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. What all are you going to get? So let's quickly look at it. 20 hours of live classes. What do we mean by live classes? So you would be able to speak to me, write your questions in the chat box. You can unmute. I can answer your questions. You can connect with me on Telegram. So this would be live. It's not that I'm just speaking and you are just listening. You need to participate, correct? I'm going to cover all 4 modules. I'm going to unlock the mock test for you during the weekend, and your mock tests will be evaluated. Correct. You will also get access to speaking clubs wherein you will get feedback for your speaking one-on-one. So you will get the attempt to speak and the evaluator is going to tell you that how was your speaking? What are the things that you are expected to improve or work on? I'm going to evaluate your writing. So 3 of your essays and 3 of your reports, I'm going to evaluate that. And in case we get to miss some class or we weren't able to attend the entire session due to any reason, or we want to repeat something, so there was this particular session yesterday and you were not very clear, so you want to listen to it again and go through it again. Recordings are also available for that, right? So this session is going to start on 16th of March. There's another session which is going to come up. This is a 4-week session. And again, as I said, all of you who are not already enrolled with any other trainer, this is going to be absolutely free for you. There is nothing that you need to pay. So you can go on our website, sign in with your registered mobile number, and over here, you would get to see the option to join the session, right? If you're already enrolled with any other trainer, then you can join the class, and then you need to pay. Okay. Recording Tenzin, if you're already enrolled, then you will get it in additional resources. And if you're going to get enrolled, I'm sure I or whosoever is the trainer is going to tell you. Okay. Now, when we talk about speaking part 3, so part 3 is more around discussion and your opinion. Okay, so you are going to share your opinion. When we talk about the opinion, we might agree with that question completely. We might disagree, or we partially agree and disagree. Good evening, Jagjit. Right? So there can be three situations. Now, in all these three situations, you can pre-plan the idioms that you can use, right? And it would sound, again, absolutely natural. You are well aware of it. You are comfortable using it. So let's have a look here. I'm sitting on the fence. So before I tell you the meaning, I would like anybody to guess it. Anybody who knows it already. What is the meaning of sitting on the fence? Not taking sides, Sunil, correct, absolutely. So if there is a question, let's say when we talk about that social media has destroyed the younger generation, it's a very strong statement to make. But probably I do not agree with that. There are a lot of things which are good about social media. People have actually, got employment through social media as well. Yes, there are things which are not so good. There are things which are wonderful, great. Education has become better, right? So maybe there is a mixed opinion. So when I'm going to share my mixed opinion, what can I use? I can say I'm going to sit on the fence on this one, which means neither I'm supporting it completely, nor I'm against it completely. Right? So when you are going to say this, of course, when you will start your answer, well, on this one, I'm going to sit on the fence. Of course, it would sound much more natural. And you can prepare it. In part 3, in speaking part 3, there would be opinion questions, correct? Let's look at the next one. I would have to take issue with that. So when you don't agree with something, absolutely disagreeing, your point of view as a candidate is not matching with what is there in the question. So there is another idiom that you can go ahead and use. I would have to take issue with that. I don't think that, right? So that is another way of expressing your opinion to begin your answer, rather than just saying that I don't think so. You can understand the difference, the kind of impact that you are making while you are answering. Another idiom, which is again pretty common and can be used in a lot of different situations, is as a thumb rule. So something which you feel is basic, is essential, yes, sticking to your rules when you talk about it. So for example, as a thumb rule, I believe in practicing everything I learn. I do not just learn, I do not get it away. I believe in practicing. So as a thumb rule, I do that. As a thumb rule, people should be patriotic to their country. As a thumb rule, people should hear all the views before giving any judgment, so on and so forth. So again, 3 wonderful, beautiful idioms, I would say, that can be used very nicely. So see, speaking is a strategy. The moment you are already prepared, you know the meaning, you know the kind of sentences that you can go ahead and use. Nobody can stop you by, attempting a higher band. And students do get a band 9 in speaking. So that is something that you need to target, right? So let's get going. Phrasal verbs. So what is the meaning of phrasal verbs? Are we aware of this? Have we heard this term before? Or this is something new? No problem, Tanuj. No problem at all. Yes, anybody who's aware of the term phrasal verb. What is phrasal verb? Aman, try to log out and log in. I think the screen is visible. You have heard of phrasal verb, Tanvi. Samskriti is saying without noun preposition. Okay, no problem. No problem. It's absolutely all right if we have heard of it, but we are not able to recall right now. So rather than, again, using a normal language, day-to-day language, when you go ahead, 2 different words often used together, right? So rather than just using the verb, what is the meaning of verb? Verb is in action, right? What is verb? What you are doing? I dance, I speak, I read, I prepare, correct? So when you use a combination, which is something different from the direct way of saying it, right? So phrasal verb, for example, let's look at the first one here. I grew up in Bangkok, right? So again, a very nice way of speaking when you have to talk about your childhood. So I grew up in Bangkok, but later on I moved to a different country. I was brought up, right? So again, a different way. Where did you grow, right? So your upbringing belong probably in India, in some other country, if there are different things. Yes, yes, Anushka, correct. I took up badminton when I was about 6 years old. What is the meaning of this? So rather than a simple sentence can be, I started playing badminton at the age of 6. Sounds very normal. There is nothing uncommon. There is nothing different. But when you go ahead and use the phrasal verb, took up, taking up something, right? So I took up badminton when I was about 6 years old. This is definitely sounding much more natural, and you would sound much more confident. I get up. So I wake up. In general, what do you say? I wake up at this time. I woke up at this time, rather than saying that. Very simple. I get up at 6 a.m. Right? So a good way of expressing. I picked up English mainly from my father. So rather than saying that I learned English from my parents, or one of my parents, he was a writer or author, something like that, you can use the phrasal verb picked up. I picked up English mainly from my father, who travels a lot. Tanvi? Yes, Tanvi, that is the meaning. Correct. Absolutely. That you started playing. Okay. Another one, I picked up drums from my sister. So you learned it, you started having that interest from somebody in your family or in your friends, anybody. It could be anybody, not necessarily your family. So I picked up the drums from my sister. Yes, yes, you can say that, Tanvi. So, and another one which we use a lot in day-to-day communication, I look forward to. So I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to playing football, something that you are looking forward to. So this is again another phrasal verb that can be used. So a combination of different verbs when we talk about, rather than directly saying it, I like to dance, I wake up at this time, or I did this, or I started, you can make a list. You cannot target every phrasal verb while you are speaking, but you can definitely prepare a list, work around it, start using sentences with that. And the usage in the actual speaking is definitely going to make you sound very fluent. Correct? I would love to. Yes, Gopal, why not? You can go ahead and say that. Okay. Now, another concept. So you might be watching Netflix already, or, these web series, or a lot of people who are very fluent with speaking. And when we listen to them, we feel that, okay, why can't we speak like this? What is so different? So there's another concept that we call as chunk your words together. Yes, you were stuck in cue card, Arshdeep. Okay, so, once you're going to join the session, I'm going to definitely help you out with that, right? Chunk your words together. So sound linking, which we call in more clear words, to sound much more natural, fluent. What can be done about that? For example, in this sentence, let's look at this sentence. It's not that it is incorrect spelling. I have just written it in a way so that you can understand it, right? I am, yes, Prachi, correct. I grew up in Bangkok. I grew up in. So I grew up in. You are saying it together rather than I grew up in. Breaking. I grew up in Bangkok, right? So again, chunking of words that makes you sound more fluent, more natural, right? Now I live in, without a lot of gap in between, right? But now I live in whichever place you are living in right now. Yes? I was brought up in, I'm saying it together. So I was brought up in Delhi, whichever place again you belong to. I took up badminton, right? So again, chunking is also something that, so Prachi, yes. If you, as I said, we recommend a lot of you to watch web series, which is going to help you out in your speaking and also in your listening. So the way they speak, we feel that it is so natural. They speak like, of course, it is their mother tongue. So when we try to implement the same, when we speak English, again, considering that English is not our first language, we kind of take intonations, we kind of stress at those words which is not required, correct? So when we try to chunk it together and we speak in that way, you would sound much more natural, correct? I get up at, I get up at, rather than saying I get up at, I get up at and 6 a.m. and hit the sack at 10. What is the meaning of hit the sack? What is the meaning of hit the sack? Any idea? Go to bed. Absolutely. So again, any other idiom, right? Sleep. Correct, correct. So there are so many idioms which are easy, which we can use in our day-to-day language, and that is definitely going to make us sound much more fluent, correct? Another question that arises a lot, while especially we are talking about part 2 in speaking in IELTS. It can be in part 1 and part 3 as well. But what if I am not aware of the answer of the question, or I am not prepared at all? For example, I give you one example here. If you are talking about, let's say, a bike trip, okay? Now you haven't been to a bike trip ever in your life. And now this question is there that describe your bike trip. Hitting the sack means going to sleep, Zubair. Going to sleep. So you have never been to a bike trip, and when the question is being asked that, discuss about your last bike trip, how you are going to answer this question. So a lot of students ask me that, ma'am, what if I get a question in part 2, speaking part 3, which I am not aware of? How should I answer? So what do you think? How should you answer? In general, what is your point of view? How you should be answering? Anybody? How should we answer something that we are not aware of? Shall we ask the examiner to change the question? By using the imagination, make up your story. Correct. Yes, yes, yes. Do it confidently, imagining. So bike trip, how can we imagine? Correct. Correct, Priyadarshini. Absolutely. How can we imagine for the bike trip? Let's assume you went for a different trip. You went for a bus trip. It's possible, right? That you went for a bus trip. It's possible that you went for a car trip or any other medium of trip. In that case, you can just assume, change the words, right? They do not know. In IELTS, we do not say that you have to tell 100% the truth. It's all right if you did not, go for any bike trip at all. Whatever trip you went to, you can go ahead and customize. What is the meaning of customize? You can change, correct? So you can change the entire story and you can say, yes, I went in, on a bike trip with my friends, and we stopped the bike over there. So again, you need to use the term bike more frequently. You need to talk about your experiences with the bike. Yes, correct, correct. So in that way, you can imagine and answer. You do not have the choice of not answering in IELTS, correct? So if you will tell the examiner that I don't know the answer, do you think it is right? Your band score is definitely going to get impacted, correct? The examiner is not going to change your question. Can you ask your examiner that please change my question? Is it a possibility? Can we do that? What do we think? It's not possible, right? So we have to imagine and we have to answer. As I mentioned about the batch right now, so I'm going to share the link here. There are 2 batches which are going to start. One is for 2 weeks and one is for 4 weeks. So I'm going to cover all 4 modules: speaking, reading, listening, and writing. I'm going to have live classes with you wherein you can interact with me, you can speak to me, you can connect with me on Telegram along with your other batchmates as well. I'm going to unlock the mock tests for you. So you would have access to attempt writing, you would get access to speaking clubs, and you can attempt your reading and listening mocks as well. So this is the link for students who are not already enrolled with any other trainer. This is going to be absolutely free. There is no money that you are going to pay for it. Students who are already enrolled with any other trainer, yes, you need to pay for it, but yes, you're most welcome. Please feel free to join in, right? Okay, I think the presentation sharing got stopped. Just give me a second here. Okay. Let me know once it is visible again. How to register? Just click on that link, Heather. Just click on that link and you can register. If you're already enrolled with any other trainer, then yes, you need to pay for it. But you're most welcome to the class, right? Okay. So I was talking about imagination over here. Let's continue with that. So, for example, there's a question around which was the last book that you read, but you haven't read any book in long time, or probably you did it, during your schooling or your college, something like that, correct? So, you need to again imagine. So think about probably a movie that you have seen that was based on a book, right? Or think about any of your friends probably shared something about a book, your sibling, or any book. If still you're not able to come up with an idea, any book that you read during your schooling or college time. So you can go ahead and say, you can start your answer by saying, I'm not a vivid reader. Okay, I'm not somebody who reads pretty often. However, the last book that I remember, and then you can continue speaking about it. Yes, Mahesh, you can talk about that also, but try to use the words which are, more relatable. So the art is imagination. Imagine, cook up your story. For example, the question is about your favorite building. Most of us, do we have a favorite building? I would say no. I mean, I can have a favorite dress, I can have a favorite restaurant, but a favorite building I don't have. But what if I get a question? Just be creative. Any building that you saw this morning, imagine. So this building is really, a tall building. It has got 125 floors. The glasses are of blue colors. When we get inside, we see the architecture is amazing. There's incredible seating arrangement. Just go ahead and use your imagination, right? That is going to help you out. Good evening, Sony. Okay, another thing that is going to help you out. So we always say that, we are not able to get the feedback. We don't know how we are speaking. Trust me on one thing. You are your first critique. Record your answers. Go ahead, record your answers. Listen to your answers. There would be many mistakes that you can identify at that point in time only. So there is an activity that I do during my session, and we call it that 20 seconds of answering, wherein when the students start answering for the first time, they face a lot of challenges. So they get stuck, they are not confident, they are not able to come up with the material because there is no preparation time for part one. But when they do the same thing in the second attempt, they are able to do it. So what happens here? What changes? And I'm talking about within seconds. I'm not talking about a longer duration. Within seconds, right? So what happens in the first one? You hear yourself, you record your answer, you hear yourself, you get to know your challenges, you automatically improvise in the second time. So record your answers, listen and check. In IELTS, when we talk about the parameters, so what are the parameters? Fluency. So pick up connectors. In my opinion, I think, as far as I am concerned, so till the time you are thinking about the next line, you are not ready with the next sentence, you can go ahead and use such connectors. Vocabulary. So try to pick up at least 3 to 4 uncommon words. Idioms are also going to contribute in that. So you can aim a high band score if you are able to use idioms. As I said, you can plan, you can strategize, right? These are the idioms which can be used across in a lot of answers. On the moon, cloud nine. So such expressions can be used across. I was very happy. I was on cloud nine. I felt over the moon, right? So such expressions, if you're going to use, definitely your examiner is going to give score for that. Grammatically, so that is also something that we once in a blue moon, correct. Grammatically, a lot of students face challenges in terms of how to structure the sentence, ma'am, how to make a compound and complex sentence. We offer that for free as well. So once you join the session, we have grammar sessions, specially designed targeting IELTS. So you also get access to those sessions. So what are you waiting for? I mean, just go ahead and join. Just go ahead and join the sessions. The information is there. My name is Preeti Sinha, Geeta. My name is Preeti Sinha. I'm going to share that with you. Pronunciation, again, you are not expected to use any accent. Okay, you do not need to imitate British or American accent, but you should be understandable. You should be clear with what you are speaking. So here we come again. There are 2 batches that I am going to start. Yes, this is. So we are going to start 2 batches here. My name is Preeti Sinha. For all the students who could not hear me in the beginning, yes. Prachi, if you're already enrolled with any other trainer, in that case, you have to pay. If this is the first session that you are attending, then this is going to be absolutely free. There is nothing that you need to prepare or pay. Everything comes for free. So what are the things that you are going to get? What are the things that you are going to get? Okay, Sunil, 20 hours of live classes. Ansh, you might be enrolled with some other trainer already. That's why, correct? 20 hours of live classes. You can speak to me. You can ask me the questions, right? I'm going to cover all 4 modules: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. You're going to get access to mock tests, so you can assess where you are standing, what are the things that you need to improve, what are the areas where you are facing challenges. You will get access to speaking club. So over there, you are going to get your feedback one-on-one. What are the things that you are doing great and what are the things that you need to improve on? I'm going to evaluate 3 of your essays and 3 of your reports. So I'm going to give you feedback, detailed feedback on your writing. And in case you get to miss any session, you want to repeat any particular question type, you can always go ahead and watch the recording. The recording of all the sessions are available, right? So if you are interested, here is the link. You can go ahead and sign in. What is the challenge that you are facing? There's another batch that I'm going to come up with. A client-side error has happened. Okay, I can check for that. Okay, is it happening with everybody? Is anybody there in the session who's able to register? Nobody is able to register? Yes. Yes for registering or yes for facing the issue? Registered. Okay. So please try again, students who are facing issues. You can try this link again, even after this particular session. I'll also check with the operations team. Okay, if there is any issue why you are not able to register. So this is a 4-week session, 1 hour each day. Wonderful, Dr. Resham, welcome to the class. Everybody who has registered already, a warm welcome. We are going to have a great time and a lot of learning, trust me. Yes? Facing issue? If you are already enrolled with any other trainer, then yes, you need to pay. But yes, if you are here for the first time, if you have not enrolled with any other trainer, then you can get it for absolutely free. So wonderful, wonderful, Nawab. Great. Some of you are facing issues. Please try again. Please try again. After this, you can keep the link with you. Yes, you can keep the link here. This is your link. So over here, if you will go, you will sign in with your registered mobile number. You can see there is a batch here. You can join this batch and you can go to LeapScholar website. Go to LeapScholar website, registered mobile number, use that to sign in. My name is Preeti Sinha. You can see my picture over there as well. There are 2 batches which are there. So you can join whichever batch is convenient for you. And here is the direct link. Anybody who is facing issue through this link, you can go to the website and you can join in from the website as well. Okay, there is no problem. Go to the website, sign in with your registered mobile number, and you can click on the link to join batch. For others, you can try this link directly. As I mentioned, if you are already enrolled with any other trainer currently, then you need to pay. But if you are a first-time student with us, yes, Prachi, trust me, you are going to benefit a lot. There are a lot of students who join my session just for 1 week. And they have actually benefited from that. We unlocked the mock test earlier for students who are going to give the test sooner. So we have that flexibility. Don't worry. And as I said, I am available on Telegram for any questions, any queries. You get stuck up, you're not clear, ma'am, in listening. You know, this is something that I'm facing a challenge with. Reading, writing, speaking, everything we are going to cover. So I'm there. Okay, this is not a one-sided conversation class. I am there. I would be there across. Even after your session gets over, you can still, so my students do send me back their results. As I said, 2 of the students recently got a band 8.5. I got the, the report this Saturday, Sunday only. So you can go ahead and join. Go to the website. If you are not able to join from the link, my suggestion is please go to the website. You can join from there. Over here, it says this is the first batch. Preeti Sinha. My name is Preeti Sinha. You can find me with my name also. You can scroll down if the link is not working. Okay. You can go ahead and scroll down with my name. My name is available. There are 2 batches that I'm going to come up with. So you can go ahead and enroll accordingly. Everything, Aman, all the students who have got questions, scroll down, Ritika, scroll down. There are a lot of names down. You have to go right side, left side, up and down. So change the position. You will get to see that. Okay? You will get to see my name. Don't worry. So again, it was wonderful speaking to all of you. I hope the session was useful and I'm really excited to see each one of you in my batch, which is starting soon. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a great, wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye. Wonderful, great. Bye.